Been there, she thought. Hard pass on doing it again. The crackle of the ship's comms drew Carol out of her thoughts. Fortunately, flight demanded her full attention. She'd have to navel-gaze some other time. Like, never. Or else risk piloting her borrowed spacecraft into a star. The Peregrine was a first-of-its-kind decasonic microcraft, designed to fly small crews to remote planets at outrageous speeds. In theory, anyway. The designers were still figuring out how far it could reliably go without losing thrust and overheating. Hence, working with Carol for flight tests, since no other qualified pilot could bail out in deep space and find her own way home. She'd only been at the command of the Peregrine a few times, but it was fun. The cabin was sleek and streamlined, a tad claustrophobic if she was honest, but the ship's movement was not unlike how it felt propelling her body through space. Lithe, maneuverable, and fast. She wasn't about to let a bunch of feelings prevent her from enjoying this ride. "Earth to Danvers," a familiar voice called through the comms. "Literally and figuratively. Danvers, do you read?" Tony Stark would find a way to pester her, even here. She considered ignoring the call, but since that tactic never made him go away, she flicked the lever. "I read you, Tony. What do you want? Is that any way to greet your long-lost best friend?" "I saw you last week." Carol already regretted opening the comms channel. "And don't let Jess hear you call yourself that." "You think I can't take Spider-Woman in a fight?" Tony's mock-wounded tone sounded almost convincing. "I think we're not going to invoke trouble with hypotheticals. Did you know that at some fan cons they have versus sessions where they debate the merits of superhero skills to decide who'd win a one-on-one? I have it on good authority that Iron Man is always a moneyline bet." Carol rolled her eyes. No doubt good authority really meant first-hand knowledge. "Tony, do we have to have the talk about cosplaying as yourself again?" "There's no evidence of that anyone can find," he said. "Anyway, Danvers, I need a favor. Where are you?" "Off-planet." Carol checked her gauges. She was just a couple of hours from being on-planet again, on Throne World 2. "I know that. Couldn't geolocate you through your phone. That only happens when you're in outer space." "What did we say about tracking our friends' devices without permission?" "Only do it for ethical reasons, like determining whether you need to rescind the APB you put out on a missing friend." "Tony, no, you didn't." The resulting silence stretched uncomfortably through the time and space between Carol's speeding craft and Tony back on Earth. She groaned. "Who'd you call?" "Jess, and maybe Monica." Monica Rambeau, A.K.A Spectrum, wouldn't get as high stress as Jess, but she'd check in at least twice. "Also possibly Jen." Aw, man. Jennifer Takeda, A.K.A Hazmat, would definitely fret. Carol's notifications were going to be a mess when she got back to Earth. "I'm not AWOL, I'm going to visit Lori L." Months had passed since Carol last saw her half-sister, Kree accuser Lori L., who was currently on Throne World 2. The pieces of Carol's shattered past were inescapable, it seemed. The Peregrine test flight had offered her a chance to kill 2 Chitauri with one punch. Figure out if the ship could reliably reach as far as they hoped, plus stop by to see Lori with a built-in exit strategy. She'd have to get the craft back to Earth promptly. No time to linger and talk about dysfunctional family matters. "Ah," he said, pausing respectfully for a beat. He might not know everything going on in Carol's mixed-up mind, but he knew enough. "Perhaps it's not the best timing, but I do need a favor, and it's a little bit time-sensitive." She sighed. Tony had the tact of a wrecking ball, but when he called, something was usually up. "What's going on?" "Bad reception." Tony breathed heavily into his mic, faking a crackling sound. "You must... space tunnel." "Tony, you designed this comm system. Are you telling me a Stark invention can't handle a little interstellar space debris?" "Stark technology is completely trustworthy." His voice leveled, all faux brokenness vanishing. "The same can't be said for everything else.